In this video, I'm going to, not video, but in this session, I'm going to forecast the next week's price action for the indices futures. But before that, I'm going to do a short review of what happened last week. Just a really short one. So for last week, as I've mentioned before on that trade planning video, I was anticipating Thursday to be a day whereby there should be a reversal, and we did in fact got that. So the analysis was correct. However, on Friday, we did not get the continuation. So I only got half of the analysis correct. Moving on to next week, what am I expecting for the indices? My focus would be the previous week's high and the previous week's low. In my opinion, I think that we are going to attack the highs between either ES and NQ, but I think NQ is going to take out the high, and we are going to see SMT between NQ and ES. If for whatever reason we do not take out the weekly highs, I will be looking at least the daily swing high here. I'll be looking at the rejection block. I want to see if price can trade into the rejection block as an SMT. So if you follow trader days theory, you will be able to understand that SMTs are not just only wicks, but it can apply to rejection blocks, and you can apply it to the candle's body as well. So just keep in mind of that. On the 4 hours chart, we have this rejection block here and this high here. It looks like NQ, it's going to take up this high, and ES, it's probably not going to take out this high. So this is also another example of SMT if it ever happens. And if we are going to get this type of price action, it kind of looks like what we had right here. This level here. High resistance liquidity runs. Okay, so I would be anticipating this because for Dow Jones, we are obviously going down. If you take a look at the weekly candle here, based on this fair value gap here, we are supposed to use this to send the price higher. So naturally, you do not want to see the weekly candle close below this fair value gap, right? However, this is what we got this week, so I'm anticipating lower prices for Dow Jones. And if you take a look at the highs, there is SMT between the three indices compared, which was what I was anticipating as well. So moving on into next week, do keep in mind as well that we are in the 4th week of May. So in the 1st, 2nd, third week we have been rallying higher for both the ES and NQ. To anticipate any form of reversals, you would like to see SMT between Q3 and Q4 highs, which is why I've pointed out that 1 hour swing high and the rejection blocks on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. Those are very important. Okay, so with that in mind, heading into next week, I will be bearish. Also, for next week, I'm going to screenshot the economic calendar. So for next week, we have news on Tuesday, and we have news on Thursday and Friday. Monday it's a holiday, so it's a half day trading, if I'm not wrong. It's Memorial Day, I think. My focus will be on Tuesday and Thursday. I am expecting the high of the week to form on Tuesday. Why is that so? Because if we have a high impact news on Tuesday, usually that is the one that forms the high of the week. And we are probably going to see downside expansion. Thursday and Friday could be continuation, because I'm dealing with reversal profiles right now. Heading down into the daily chart, we have this swing high. ES has closed below these 3 up close candles. These 3 up close candles are right now the bearish order block. As you can see, we have reacted off this mean threshold. If we are just using the bodies, we have just a slight tiny more move to go before we hit the mean threshold of the bodies of the candle, of the bearish order block, sorry. NQ, we have traded all the way into the swing high here. At that point of time, it's not a swing high, but right now this is a swing high. So next week it could want to take out this high into this consequent encroachment and then somewhere above here, right? Maybe even take out this high. Right here we have SMT on the lows, so NQ might want to go higher as compared to ES. If NQ is to take out this high here, I would be expecting ES to trade into the rejection block, and I want to see it react off the rejection block like how Dow Jones reacted off its weekly rejection block. For Dow Jones, we have this bearish fair value gap on the daily, and we have this inversion level as well. This down close candle is a breaker, so it should not trade above the breaker, in my opinion. Right, let's take a look at the dollar. for dollar here, this lows SMTs against EU and the British pound. So I'm anticipating higher prices for the dollar. Using this swing high, the wick should be supporting the price to go higher. It can trade all the way down into the 75% of the wick. It doesn't matter, as long as the close of the candle is not below this bearish fair value gap. Therefore, since I'm anticipating the dollar to trade higher, naturally I would expect the indices to trade lower. Dow Jones has proven that. So I'm going to wait for ES and NQ to follow through. Heading back to NQ, you can clearly see that this price action here on Friday was not the best. As an ICT trader myself, I was anticipating lower prices because we took out the highs and we took out this short-term lows. Although we were not able to close below it, we have this huge fair value gap displacement. And because I was looking for lower prices, I was trying to short within this fair value gap right here. And it did not work out in the end. That is the tricky part about Friday last week. Right, so moving on to next week, I'll have to see where the weekly opens, and then we are going to gauge how far it's going to run for. And that's pretty much it for this weekly forecast. So TLDR, I'm bearish next week. I'm anticipating SMT between ES and NQ. That's it. If I don't get the SMT on the highs, then I can't be bearish. Very simple. And that's just how it's going to be. And I'll let the price prove me wrong. I will be trading on Tuesday and Thursday. At the same time, I am also going to take a break from live streaming because it turns out that it wasn't really helping in terms of my psychology as I thought it would. So I'm going to take trading private, and I won't do live streams for the AM session anymore. I'm just going to do my own stuff, and yep. With that said, future videos are probably going to be trade plannings if I see something that I can execute in terms of sniper entries, like what I did last week. Those entries were pre-planned trades, so if I have those trades, setups or ideas, I will make a video on them, but other than that, I would like to focus on my lower time frame scalping in private. And that's pretty much it for this video here. It's a short review, a short forecast, and a short update on what's going to happen moving forward. And thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. Have a great weekend, enjoy your weekend, and have a nice trading week next week. I'll talk to you again.